Alright, Captains, red alert!
Captain on the bridge.
Alright, Captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we finally get some new info on the 13th anniversary bundle. Here we go on screen. Yes, so before we do, Captains, like the video, also subscribe to the YouTube bridge, as we are always on the lookout for fellow Captains who love Star Trek and Star Trek Online the way we do, so that we can just share our ECs when we do these types of videos. Now, of course, when we do this, we're going to go over the blog that was just released a couple hours ago, and of course, give our thoughts and then give our conclusions. So here we go. We've been waiting for this. Now, I thought that we would get something on Tuesday, but it was not kind of past them to put anything out today. So that's the first thing I checked. So actually, we can see this already here. We're going to pause this. We're going to make this a little bigger. But they revealed 2 ships. Now, one of them we already knew. So here we go. Which was the Prometheus. And then now the second one they fully revealed officially is a Nebula, the Battle Pancake. But you know, Captains, we already did a video on this, saying that it was a new ship because we found it in the ship Taylor. Well, I didn't, but it was rumored and we checked it out and there it is. Now, we can have a look at here. The Prometheus has a different type of look to it. It's more like the Hestia, but you can tell there at the front of the saucer there, it's not coming to a point, but more it's kind of cut off. So I think they're trying to make that different. If that's a bunch of torp launchers, Captains, I am going to have to change my uniform. And of course, I do like the Ketchup Terran sort of skin that they do nowadays. It's not overly powered. It's just very simple. And of course, they did this style in the kind of last year's style where they revealed a ship, 2 ships at a time. And then, of course, used placeholders as the Odyssey cutout for the next ships. Now, we already know the 3rd ship, or the first 2 that was announced, which was an Aquarius. So the 3rd ship that they revealed was the Nebula. And we can actually have a look at that in-game. So, but we're going to read this quickly. Whether it's a dark reflection or stolen tech from the Prime universe, the Mirror universe has plenty of their versions of our Federation starships to offer, and more can be yours soon. TM. Now, this is the only thing that they released. There was no blog or anything. So our guesses from last night's stream was actually going to be on Tuesday. They were going to reveal that, and then a blog would come out like the following day. But they went ahead and did this. Now, we're going to go quickly in game here, Caps, and actually have a quick look to see here. Now, here's the Prometheus. Captain, this is actually one of my first ships. This is the first ship that I bought here in Star Trek Online. And a couple of years ago, this received not only a tier 6 skin, but also an upgrade to the actual canon skin, which made it a lot better. Still one of my favorite ships. I love the multi-vector assault mode. I don't care if it does minus DP1, minus 1 DPS, I'll still use it. Now, unfortunately, there is no sort of leak on the actual new skin. And this is the Hestia. So the Hestia is probably what it's based on from the looks of it. If you look at this shot right there, and then we go back quickly to, I'll enlarge this a little bit. To enlarge that, it's the Hestia. The nacelles are totally different though, from the looks of it. The nacelle and the saucer section. So there is going to be a difference for sure. I'm not too crazy on the nacelles, to be honest with you, from what I can see. But the good thing, of course, is you can always just use the parts of what you want, right? So again, the nacelles look very different. So this is the Hestia's nacelles. It looked like they had a more of a flaring out here on the side here. And of course, there is a cutoff here on the saucer. Now, I don't really see them having any difference on the top here, but who knows? Maybe what I was hoping to see was mounted weapons and just like some of the other recent releases like the Bozeman or even the World Razor, just something like that where they would add armaments there to see and make it different for the Terran ships coming across here. So they didn't show here. I'm not sure if they'll add anything on top here in terms of armaments. Now, having said that, we all know already that the Nebula version, the Venture, they actually leaked the skin. So there it is. This is the same skin that we see. And again, it's officially, when I say officially, they've actually put it in a blog. This was probably an accident, something that they just accidentally left in there. So this doesn't have the mirror skin, but it does have that weapons pod. So the Nebulas all have a weapons pod or modular pod there. And this does have a bit of pew-pews in it. There's actual torpedo launchers fore and aft. This seems to be like a hangar because you can see literally right through that. Now there's no extra mounted. Oh, wait, there is. Could these possibly be extra mounted weapons? Maybe, perhaps. So maybe they're not going too crazy, but again, this is kind of the Cygnus type skin. Whether there's going to be something extra with the Terran skin, it will have to wait and see. But I did like how they did this. This seems a little better in terms of the Nebula family in the skins. Now, of course, we cannot forget our favorites, the original Nebula, the battle pancake is what I call it. What, again, I've mentioned this before, what I like doing is using the mission pod from the Magellan, because this seems more like a torpedo launcher and more tactical looking for me. But this, of course, shares the same pieces that the Galaxy Monarch has. So the nacelles from those angled pylons there, and even the secondary hull where the deflector is sitting. Now, I am not sure how I feel about this yet, to be 100% honest. Seeing the Hestia makes me happy because I'd like to see, the Prometheus get some love. I really would love to see that console get a little bit of a buff because it feels like they're just there for Space Barbie. I'm all about the Space Barbie. Captains, you know that. I couldn't care less if something is doing 1 DPS or even minus 1 DPS. If it actually looks the part, I am okay with it. So this might be the first bundle that I buy separately because I don't have any real attachment to the Aquarius. Not my kind of ship, to be honest, in terms of design. Now, we don't know what the other 3 ships are. One of my guesses is the Acheron, which is the Emperor's ship. So Emperor Wesley's ship, which is the Terran Styx, but in his little flavor version of it with a hammerhead as opposed to a cockroach head. Now, that ship recently did come out in Star Trek Online, and the reason why I am guessing that, and of course it has been already talked about, we're going to go back here. So, in the previous 12th anniversary Terran bundle, we got the same thing. We got 5 ships. This is the blog from last year's bundle. This still right now is still edging over that for me personally. Taking any of these 3 ships minus that lockbox, it's still edging out for me because of the hero ship status of these. Okay. Now, of course, there is the Cygnus, which is the Galaxy, the Adamant, the Defiant, the Smexy Lexi, the Lexington, aka the Audi with a torpedo pod and a lance. You can't beat that. You really can't. My apologies, that wasn't supposed to be on there. We're going to ignore that right now. Just ignore that for right now. We're doing this recording. We're not going to edit that out. Already too deep in this video. So there is the Trailblazer, and the Trailblazer, of course, is the Voyager, Intrepid. And of course, you had the Mirror Strike Wing Escort. Didn't really like the ship, but this was the promo ship. Again, my apologies, captains, on that. That wasn't supposed to be on, but it did. We're going to leave that on there. So, since they've revealed 2 ships, and we know of the third. There's going to be 2 more ships that we don't know of, which is going to be another sort of, I'd say, C-store ship, possibly, and a promo ship, which again, my guess is the ACHERON. Now, with the AQUARIUS, that's my guess because it's just all about the mirror, and of course, that's a ship we saw recently. So a lot of other captains are actually thinking it's going to be the mirror warship or the Mirdani. So the mirror Connie there. I would tend to probably say no because of just the era of of that ship. So if it is, we'll see how that goes. That I'm not sure if that's going to still be enough to tip me over on this bundle. Not to say that it's bad. Only ship right now that is appealing to me is the Prometheus. And then if they do what they did with this last year, I can possibly just go ahead and take the Prometheus as a C-store purchase because they did split this up. If they go that way, I'm pretty sure they will, but we'll have to see. Now, the only ones here that had really extra armaments in terms of ships was, of course, the Pathfinder here. But that's kind of with the Trailblazer, you know, the Warship Voyager kind of skin, but they just put it on the Pathfinder. And of course, the Smexy Lexi. So we'll have to see if, again, the Prometheus has any armaments, or the Aquarius, if that has any extra armaments. Having said that, this is probably what we're going to also see. We might have another additional T6 ship coupon, maybe even 2. I don't know, but they'll probably keep it close to this. Now, this price here, I believe, came about like 12,000 or 13,000 in terms of purchase price, which probably is going to be what it will come out for. These other things didn't really do anything for me other than the outfit. I'm not sure what type of outfit they'll put in there if they do, because we already got the Emperor's outfit, we got a medical coat, we got the Inquisitor's outfit, so I'm not sure. Well, again, the Inquisitor was with this bundle, so that might be another exclusive. They might put something else in there, who knows. But this is kind of what we're going to expect that the 13th anniversary will look like. Something similar to this. Of course, there is a 5-ship offering in this, so we'll have to see when that comes out. And of course, captains, you know we're going to have our 2 ECs dropped when we find out more of the ships and or especially the blog. So thought we would go over that because we've been kind of waiting. Didn't expect it today, to be honest, but they kind of do this because they love to do this. So captains, we'll have to see what they actually end up doing in terms of the other ship and especially the promo ship. But there it is. I love this background, actually. It's pretty cool. And hopefully they also do split them up in terms of you can just purchase the 4 ships in the C-store while the promo ship is locked to the bundle. And I'm okay with that. It doesn't necessarily mean, that I'll get it 100%, but I personally right now am only just interested in the Prometheus and seeing if that has any extra armaments on it, and then seeing what the 4th ship be, and of course the promo. So just to make sure that we didn't miss anything here, we're gonna go to Star Trek Online, make sure there's nothing else. But so there you go, captains. Why don't you let us know in the description below what you think of these 2 or the 3rd ship reveal actually at this point, and let us know what you think what the other ships are going to be, and if you're going to actually be purchasing this. For me personally, it's gonna have to wait and see. But of course, we'll share our ECs once we know. So captains, of course, like the video, and of course, subscribe here to the YouTube bridge. And again, apologies for the ringing thing. That was supposed to be off, but we're already too deep in this video. I'm not going to close that. Just accept my apologies, my caps, my bad. So on that, we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.